Hello, and welcome to the ninth floor. My name is Michael. This program is named after the ninth floor of 42 West Madison, Chicago, home of Chicago Public Schools. The ninth floor is the lair of an evil cabal of bungling incompetents, malcontents, and venal city employees. For the purpose of this episode, we're going to conduct a forensics examination of the lynching of my 33 plus years as a Chicago school teacher. This examination will be done using the words that come from CPS. So we're going to look at the words that they gave me and the actions that they took. I have used and followed all of the CPS procedures in accordance with their guidelines. The response from CPS is delay, deflect, and misdirect. You will see this numerous instances of this technique. What I'm not going to do is attempt to take you through this milk crate. For that, we would need a mini-series. We're going to try and keep this to 30 minutes. But this is most of the results of an 8-year battle where I was selected, chosen, and then lynched. And at this time, I'm going to pause and invite you. Did CPS cheat you out of your career? Was your job lynched by some venal, bean counting, pencil pushing, paper shuffling desk jockey? Drop me an email at the address below. Come on down. We don't do sound bites, and you won't be interrupted. You'll tell your story. So please, get your pertinent paperwork and documentation together. Come on down. We'll scan it in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look for patterns, names in common, similar actions. Get your screenshots ready and get your camera ready so that you may follow along. Now back to my lynching. I need you to help me out, Chicago. Was my lynching the result of bungling incompetence or conspiracy? Were the people just stupid? Or did a group of people actually get together and plan and say, we're going to do this to him? Let's take a look. How about we start with a couple of definitions? Definition of incompetence. 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 The ability to do something successfully. Ineptitude. Not up to your job. Now, take a look at a definition for conspiracy. Conspiracy. A conspiracy, also known as a plot, is a secret plan or agreement between persons, S on the end of persons, for an unlawful or harmful purpose while keeping their agreement secret from the public or from other people affected by it. So we're going to find out. So we're going to discuss bungling incompetence or conspiracy. What's the purpose of Chicago Public Schools? CPS mission statement. Our mission is to provide a high-quality public education for every child in every neighborhood that prepares each for success in college, career, and civic life. That is what I did on a daily basis, and I did it well. That makes sense. Unfortunately, like many public works, there are many criminal elements that seek to use inflated governmental bureaucracies to line their pockets by obtaining money through illegal activity. Specifically, on the 9th floor of the Chicago Board of Education, located at 42 West Madison, there exists an evil cabal that seeks monetary gain by blackmailing teachers through false accusations, trumped-up charges, and fabrications of crimes that never took place. The cabal that ended my career involved the participation of a mother, an assistant teacher, the CPS investigator. Are you ready for this? My Chicago Teachers Union representative, Jesse Sharkey. You got criminals in your building. You got criminals in your organization, and one of them conspired with these other three. Now, prior to this taping, I did receive a document which I requested. And contained in this document was the explanation that, consistent with EEOC rules, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, employees' names are redacted. That means blacked out. So are children's names. Now, as much as I would like to share their true identities for the sake of remaining on the right side of the law and making sure that this program does go on the air, I have redacted their names for this episode. Where they attempted to redact their names, they still bungled that. And I had to come behind them and redact even more. So I'm going to do that for this episode, with the emphasis being on the word this. You will be learning their names in the not so distant future. But I'm not a criminal, and I don't engage in criminal behavior. So I shall follow the EEOC rules and standards. Besides, they know who they are. And if this program is playing, they are now planning their retirement, their resignations, possibly their escape from Chicago. Other minor players include the adjudicator that recommended my termination. That means he listens to the tape, looks at the evidence, and then lynches me anyway. The former inspector, CPS Inspector General. He's been in the news a lot. Oh, those terrible teachers and this sex scandal. Well, they kicked his ass out sometime last February because apparently there were a whole bunch of complaints on this guy for throwing temper tantrums, yelling, screaming, slamming doors, and all types of unprofessional behavior that the rest of the staff at the Office of Inspector General found intolerable. So now they have a new walking boss. And I do hope he's paying attention, because the dysfunction that he's inherited, he's going to have to watch it, and very well he's going to have to order the end of the careers of many of his friends, colleagues, as well as he just may have to hand over hard evidence that's going to send some of his colleagues to prison. The 42 West Madison 9th floor dysfunction is that serious. So let's get started. Pause, please. Now, the way this plot works is not new, and it's not unique. It has worked for decades, often successfully. Keep going. It goes a little something like this. Scroll, please. 1, you need a charge. You need to be able to say, this horrible, horrible employee did this horrible, horrible thing to me. And now I want restitution from the organization. It is often a sex crime, but it could also be racism, discrimination, harassment, etc. And there are cases that need to be adjudicated, and there are cases where institutions need to pay out. Train your employees better. Now, when we have a situation, does the offended party go after and seek monetary damage from the person who did the offense? No, because that person has no money. This substitute teacher has no money. Who does have the money? The company. Be it a corporation, local business, or in my case, a public institution. That is who the alleged offended party files suit against, because that's where the big bucks are. Now, to carry out this drama, you have to have some key players. Okay, we've got the mother, the assistant teacher, the union representative, and the CPS investigator. Now, the mother and the assistant teacher are the people who are in the school building where this alleged act took place. It took place at some little cesspool in... Last night I made a decision. I'm not going to name the school. Is it out of courtesy and consideration for that cesspool of a school? No. So I want this show to go on the air. Okay? So that's why I'm not going to mention the name of that school. All right. My two main conspirators, the mother and the teacher assistant. Between the two of them, they lynched my 33 plus year teaching career. Mommy dearest and a teaching assistant. Now, did the teaching assistant say, oh my goodness, that bad man, Michael Gleason, he did a bad thing to me. He touched me, or he whistled me, or he groped me, or he said something inappropriate. Did the assistant teacher say that? Nope. Did the mother say, Michael Gleason groped me, whistled at me, said something inappropriate? Nope. Never said a word to that woman. What do they say happened? This mother of the year serves up her 4-year-old daughter and puts her in the place of a victim of a sex crime that never took place. You know, I know that part of town plays pretty rough. You guys can be pretty rough, but man, mother, you are one bad, mean, bad mama jamma for you to do that to your own 4-year-old daughter. And the assistant teacher, y la ayuda del profesor, tienes educación universitaria, tiene un título de estudio en educación infantil. Por ley, usted es un denunciante obligatorio. Cuando este padre le presentó este plan, usted tiene la obligación legal de informar a las autoridades correspondientes. Si espera que siga la ley. Si espera que proteja a los niños indefensos que cuida. No solo falaste en proteger en ese bebé de 4 años. Usted se unió y este padre en esta conspiración y ayudó y instigó un actual criminal y abusivo. Now, this is what actually happened on the day in question. Come on, let's use graphics. This is the report that ended my 33 years. It's 3 pages long. We're not going to read all of that. We're going to read the key paragraphs. Now, the black redactions are the ones that I made. I'm sorry. The black redactions are the ones made by the so-called investigator. The red redactions are the ones that I made to take out the parent's name and the name of the assistant teacher. Again, I want the show to go on the air, and you'll find out their names soon enough. So, on the day in question, January 20th, snowy day, kids dressed in heavy clothing. We get the kids, get them dressed up, we're ready for dismissal, which is no easy task for 4 and 5-year-olds. It takes anywhere from 15, 20 minutes for that task. Here are their coats and cubbies. This is the preschool where I was working that day. Why don't you pay close attention? This is the toilet. And this is the main office. If you stand here at this toilet, you can look down the hallway and see the main office. So we had the kids dressed up, getting ready to go home. This is me. Blocks, trucks, desk, rug. I spent most of my day here, here, and here. Assistant teacher spent the day, both sessions, over in the computers. At dismissal time, remember, this is important, I am substitute teaching for the lead teacher. I am not the assistant teacher. I do not do assistant teacher work. Line of children up here, there's me. Children lined up this way. There were 11 or 12 of them waving at mommy, mommy's waving back at them. I walk the kids down the hallway. I make a left. The assistant teacher is at the end of the line, comes behind. She makes a left. I'm sorry, I said I made a left. I made a right. I stood here. She stood there holding the clipboards. She signed the parent out. The parents came and picked up the child. They sign the clipboard and go home. I'm standing there, greeting, trying to sell it. Hi, parents, had a wonderful day today. And I am trying to sell it because they have a sandbox here and a water table there. That's Montessori stuff. Now, if this preschool is using Montessori, mind you, they go on my list. This is a place where I would like to work. I'm yanked out of class 2 days later from another assignment. And I am told to sign out until resolution of charges against me. What charges? Well, apparently, according to somebody, I was peeking through the crack of the girls' bathroom. And right away, I'm thinking, okay. Who have I had a problem with in previous days? They won't tell me the name of the school. They won't tell me the child's name. So I'm thinking, wow, which child might do something this vengeful and make up a lie like that, like Mr. Gleason was looking through the crack of the girl's bathroom? Turns out to be this school, the preschool. I said, well, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. The toilet is inside of the classroom. The classroom is loaded with children. The assistant teacher's right there. You don't assist these children going to the bathroom. They go by themselves. They don't ask permission. They need to go to the bathroom, they go in, boom. Take care of their needs, boom. No need to watch it. So I don't understand, how could it be this school? So the investigator wants to know, well, where were you when the children were using the bathroom? And I say, I don't know. The reason I say I don't know is because I'm not watching the bathroom. I worked here, here, and over by the magnets all day long. Those are my 3 spots. Kids were self-contained. They were self-directed. Children didn't ask to go to the toilet. So when a child uses the toilet, I don't know where I am because I'm not looking at the toilet. Children don't ask permission to use the toilet. But I do volunteer this bit of information. This is called a blue dye test. There were a couple times, they have this little curtain here at this toilet for privacy. Hangs between the 2 walls. It's not on hooks, it's like pressure. And a couple of kids knocked it over. I don't know how they knocked it over. I guess when they were going in and out, they knocked it over, and they can't put it back up because they're 4-year-olds, they're 5-year-olds. They don't have that dexterity. So I put the curtain back up, go back to work. And the investigator says, okay. I'm calling the teachers union, trying to find out, what do they have on me? What kind of report? Nothing, 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 nothing. Nothing to the day of my hearing. The day of my hearing when I first meet my representative. I talked to her on the phone, and she said, oh, this is serious, this is serious. Ooh, this is so serious. I said, yeah, I know it's serious. Where's the report? See you tomorrow, or see you Monday. Now, my hearing is on the 9th. I get there, she walks in empty-handed. This is very important, Jesse Sharkey. My union rep comes to my hearing empty-handed. And then she insists to some fat ass who's supposed to be running the microphone, we don't have the report. She insists she doesn't have this report. She insists she does not have this report. And I've got her voice here saying that she's saying so. I look at the report and I almost go through the floor. The first time this is being said to me. Mother stated that upon entering the school, she did not see her daughter with the other students in the front area of the school as the rest of the students were being dismissed. Miss explained that the teacher assistant, classroom assistant, told her the child was still in the classroom because she needed to use the bathroom, which was located inside the classroom. Perjury. Count 1. You're going to prison. Okay? You people are going to be going to prison. 8. That is a flagrant perjury statement. But here's where things really go south. This is where it really goes south. Mrs. Mother stated that she walked into the classroom to find her daughter inside the single-stall bathroom with her pants down and Mr. Gleason standing in the doorway of the bathroom, peeking through the hinge of the door and the frame. Mrs. Mother stated she did not want to question daughter in front of Mr. Gleason and make her feel uncomfortable. She did not want to question the daughter in front of Mr. Gleason and make her feel uncomfortable. Upon arriving at their home, the daughter began to cry as she described Mr. Gleason watching her as she used the bathroom and how uncomfortable it made her feel. This is how we say it in sign language. This is how it's said in sign language. I'm not even going to mention, I'm going to stand up now. I'm not even going to mention the name of that community. Let me trust me. It's a rough neighborhood, tough neighborhood with a badass reputation. Now you mean tell me that this Puerto Rican mother, this Mexican mother, excuse me, forget Latino, forget Puerto Rican, forget Mexican, any mother, Irish, Russian, Nigerian, Korean, Australian, Venezuelan, Canadian. Mr. Gleason standing at the doorway of the bathroom, peeking through the hinge of the door in the frame. She said she did not want to question the child in front of Mr. Gleason. But now we have a time jump. She said she did not want to question Elle in front of Mr. Gleason and make her feel uncomfortable. Then upon arriving at their home, the child began to cry as she described Mr. Gleason watching her as she used the bathroom and how uncomfortable it made her feel. Wait a minute, we got a time jump here. We got a bunch of stuff going on. Do we have a long shot of here? Let's get this shot here. If I'm standing here, looking through that door, and here comes Mother, as she says, and I'm looking in that direction, obviously you can see the mother coming down the hallway. Oh yeah, a lot of visual aids today. So here I am, supposedly looking into the toilet, and here comes Mom. Going to pick up daughter, picking up daughter, and I'm still looking in here while she's coming down here, and you can look down the hallway and see here she comes. Picking up daughter, picking up daughter. Oh my goodness, there's a strange black man looking at my daughter while she sits on the toilet and her pants are down. So what did that teacher do when you walked in the room? Did he leave? Did he panic? Did he say something? And here's where it goes south. And whoever wrote this, you could not write your way out of a middle school essay assignment. Are you going to tell me that you took your daughter, put a coat on her, the heavy coat, I don't know where, it doesn't say where Mr. Gleason is during this time, sitting on the side, out in the lobby, I don't know. You didn't talk to another parent? You did not talk to the teacher assistant? You did not find security? You did not say something to administration? You just walked home? You know what that makes you? An unfit parent. If you're telling the truth, you're an unfit mother. You're supposed to be the one to protect this child. You are this child's first line of defense. You were supposed to protect that child. It should have been World War III in that bathroom. But no. You just don't want to question the child in front of Mr. Gleason to make her feel uncomfortable. Well, you already said you were at the scene of the crime. Ms. Mother also stated that when she walked into the classroom, there was no one else inside the classroom other than the child who was on the toilet and Mr. Gleason in the bathroom doorway. Further stated that she was never contacted by DCFS for an interview with her. By law, DCFS has to contact her. But here's where it really goes south again, okay? Now the child's version. She stated on the date of the incident, she was preparing for dismissal from school when she needed to use the bathroom. As I said, kids did not ask for permission to use the bathroom, they simply go. And if her coat is on and it's ready for dismissal time, you can leave, go to your mother, and there's a toilet out here in the front lobby. She was preparing and she needed to go to the bathroom. She stated that while using the bathroom, the curtain which hangs for privacy fell over and Mr. Gleason walked over, picked it up, and stood at the doorway watching her as she sat with her pants down. And then she stood up to pull up her pants. Here's the problem with lies. You got too much stuff to remember. You got too many things to remember. You got too many things to remember. Interesting. Mom says she comes in and child's sitting on the pot and her pants are down. Page 2, paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Child states she stood up to pull the pants up. So which is it? Pants up or pants down? Who's lying? Did this daughter even actually make this statement? Did this interview actually take place? Did the parent actually make this statement? Did the investigator write this whole thing up? Yeah, Mr. Gleason, she didn't ask for help and a whole lot of other. But that's the gist of it. Now, I already explained what the conversation I had with the investigator. Where were you when kids used the bathroom? I told you. Look at this crap. She interviewed Mr. Gleason. Mr. Gleason stated that he could not recall how close he was standing near the bathroom as L used the bathroom. She did not ask that question. She did not say anything to me about after school, and she did not tell me this child's name. I have double checked this with other investigators. Are you allowed to tell the potential perpetrator the child's name? No, they don't want the perpetrator threatening the child or their family. So you're telling me you told me the child's name? How can Mr. Gleason make that statement if you didn't tell me the child's name? If you did say the child's name, you're fired or you're going to prison. Mr. Gleason also stated that the curtain in the bathroom had fallen multiple times throughout the day and cannot recall if the curtain was on the ground while L used the bathroom. That means I'm pretty stupid. I'm pretty stupid. Curtain falls down, then I take the opportunity to heavy breathe and look at this child. But I don't remember if the curtain falls down on the ground. Whoa. Okay, just because you think I'm stupid doesn't make it so. Mr. Gleason stated he never peeked inside the bathroom. L was using it. Mr. Gleason didn't pay attention. Mr. Gleason was not in that room. So now we got the next conspirator. Eventually, I talked to DCFS. DCFS contacts me. And this is the response from DCFS. DCFS. You were previously notified that this department was investigating. After a thorough evaluation, we have determined the report to be unfounded. This means that credible evidence of child abuse or neglect has not been found. I'm supposed to go back to work. My union rep comes in, not a paper in her hand. I find out the name of the adjudicator, and it starts to occur to me that my union rep is throwing this case. She's intentionally throwing it. So I want another hearing. I contact the adjudicator. And I ask for another one. I also volunteer some other information because it looks like your career is about to go down the toilet. So I send this email. I have read and reread the documents of the initial charges. There are perjury statements and outright lies. To wit, 1, I am gay. I have no interest in the female form than I have of becoming a monk. I grew up in the 60s and 70s and you didn't come out. You stayed closeted. I did not want to come out. It's not that I have anything against people who are out, but I want to do it on my terms. And this was not easy. Probably going to hear some backlash about that. Gleason's gay? Yeah, Gleason's gay. Fuck it. Questions I answered in my phone interview are not even relative to the events described in this bit of fiction. The timeline events lack continuity. Paragraph 6 to a total and complete fabrication. So now the adjudicator, person about to decide my fate, he has three things. So now the adjudicator has three things. One, he's got this incoherent narrative which makes no sense. It makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. Two, he's got the outing statement saying this teacher had no interest in looking at females. And three, he's got the DCFS report. Here it is, right here. Bring it up on 8, please. And it says, thank you for returning my call. Here is the DCFS statement. Could you please email me back when you receive it so I know it arrived to you? This is a statement that said the charges are unfounded. Here is the statement. I sent it as an attachment, and here he is responding, I got it. So what do you think, Chicago? Bungling incompetence or conspiracy? Were you cheated out of your career? Drop me an email down below. Come on down. No sound bites, and you won't be interrupted. Thank you for letting me into your home.